Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and that means it's Barnscan time. And this week we are doing a traditional top 10 Bill Ben the Flower Pot Men, but it's going to be quite laden with monitors and upgrade kits. There are a really good batch at the moment in both of those categories, and that's going to be like probably 70%, I would say, of this top 10. And we've got a couple other little bits and pieces and a very good bang for buck GP as well. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Starting off at number 10, it's a little bit of in-ear goodness from Monster with their Mission V1s. These are just really good bang for buck Bluetooth headset with a dock that charges them as well, and you can expect, I think, a total of probably 10 hours worth of continuous playback from this setup, which is kind of nice. And then obviously when you're on the go and you can just pop them into their little docks and they charge over there, it's quite convenient, and then you just charge the dock itself. So it's a very nice on the go product. It's got a little built-in microphone as well, as you can see from this, so you'll be able to have your phone calls and stuff on there. It's great for the gym goer and the jogger, etc. It's going to fit right into your lifestyle. At number 9, we've got one of the coolest products around, the T16000M. I absolutely love a HOTAS setup, and this one is just a little bit more premium. For those who are doing some sim flying, and need like a dual throttle quadrant, for instance, you can get away with this, and it can switch between engines. I mean, there's a huge amount of buttons on the throttle quadrant as well, so it's going to be pretty damn flexible. For 1,800 Rand, you're going to be hard pressed to get something better. At number 8, it's a great way to end your load shedding woes. If you've just got a couple of devices that you want to power on, and maybe even a TV, this should be able to run most like entry level, or smaller TVs. If you've got like a little 32-inch or 40-inch like chilling on the side over there, then you could probably even borrow it from this unit. But if you just want to say goodbye to having no internet, and it comes with a couple extra bulbs, which is kind of nice, so you can not sit in the dark and then still use your devices, then this is going to be a great way to do that, especially if you're using a laptop. The laptop's obviously going to have its own battery, and then if you charge it again from this, you can probably get about 10 hours worth of continuous video playback regardless of your laptop. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty good one. And yeah, you can see it's kind of made for the fiber optic ONU, FNO and stuff, but it does have that 3-pin on the side, so you're going to be able to power quite a large amount of devices. Don't expect to run like your hairdryer or anything with the Element, but underneath that, like I say, laptops and TVs and such, it should be easy as pie. That's also not the only unit that's available. There's actually quite a lot right now from Titan Elecstor, so there are a couple of units on special, especially the bigger ones. So if you need something a bit more beefy to handle more, I mean, like this sucker over here it's quite impressive at 3,800 Rand. At number 7, we still got the Coolermaster on special. It's still at 2,200 Rand for 100 Hertz VA panel. Is just kind of amazing. It's also still got a VGA connection, so for all the machines and setups, you will have a bit of a crossover life, and then you've got your HDMI for your 100 Hertz display and your G-Sync and the rest of it. It's not going to give you the best visuals under the sun, but at this price point, there's just nothing that can compete. Running on the top half at number 6, it's one of the first upgrade kits, this time with the 12400F with a B660 and then DDR4 setup on this. So it's going to be a little bit limited as far as your upgrade path goes, but if you're just looking for a really good base platform to put a pretty decent 6,000 or 7,000 Rand GPU with, then look no further. This is going to make sure that you get all of that GPU's performance. It's still a 6-core 12 thread, so you could even do some baby streaming on this, especially if you go for a 4060. Starting with the top half at number 5, we've got a Samsung Odyssey 27. I've just done their 1440p variant of this, and this 1080p 165Hz does come with a full periscope neck. So this is a little bit more leaning towards like an esports ready kind of setup. It is full HD on 27-inch, which is a little bit pixelated for some, but honestly, I use it 240Hz at 1080p, and yeah, it's still 240 Hertz. So if you want just a really good high refresh rate panel, then this will come highly suggested, and the Samsung VA does perform exceptionally well. At number 4, we've got what I would call a premium upgrade kit. This is for the player or the gamer that wants to pair a 4070 or say up to even a 4080 Super. This is going to be your bracket. This is the one you should be looking at. It's coming with 16 gig RAM. I would, however, suggest get the 32 gig upgrade. Then you're going to have dual channel, which is going to be a big plus. This kit also comes with a really nice water cooler, these Deep Cool Alice 520, and it's the premium edition. are very, very good. This chip will benefit hugely from that. It's about a 180 watt TDP. They did decrease it ever so slightly for this generation on the 14600KF, and the single core performance that I got from this was exceptionally good. It did get a bump from 5.1 to 5.3 on the base, and with a little bit of a tweak and overclock, you can quite easily get 5.5. Coming in number 3, it's what I would call the bang for buck upgrade kit. The 7500F is very good in its performance. It's basically a 7600, almost identical. The F is just the same as before, where they're removing the RGPU. So you're not paying for something that you're not really going to need, especially if you're gaming, right? But the motherboard on this is very nice. The B650S, as you can see, it's got a heatsink cooling over here and another one down here. So you'll be able to do dual NVMe off of this, no problem. Upgrading for RAM is implied with this. It's got built-in Wi-Fi as well. It's quite nicely finished. It's a pretty good motherboard, honestly, for this price point. And then you've got your 6-core 12-thread with your 5 GHz turbo, which is exactly what you want to see. So this, honestly, you're going to have a limit of, I would say, 4070, 4070 Super. If you're going to go a bit further ahead of that, then rather grab that 14600KF. In the runners-up spot this week, it's the RX 7600. This quick 308 edition as well is basically like the Founders Edition. Don't forget that XFX is actually owned by AMD, so you're buying basically their Founders Edition of the card. The cooling on this is exceptionally overkill for the amount of wattage that you'll be putting through this. You don't have to get an exceptionally large power supply. As you can see, it's got a single 8-pin. It's because it only draws about 170 to 180 watts, does this little thing. And then so this amount of cooling is just significantly overkill. It's got a 3-year warranty. It will last pretty long. I will pop out the banner with the review that we did on that versus the RTX 4060, so you can see the relative performance. And if you're just doing gaming, then this should be the top of your list. And finally, in the number 1 spot, it's got to go to this LG. It's got the 3 magic specifications that we're looking for in a monitor these days. Well, actually 4. It's 27 inch, it's 1440p, it's 165 Hz, and it's IPS. The IPS pixel response time is just so much better. It's also going to give you just in general a better color palette. It'll get more colors. The VAs in general are a little bit better on contrasting, but overall gaming performance, it's really hard to beat IPS. And now this for 6,000 Rand with G-Sync, with a 3-year warranty, it's absolutely perfect, isn't it? And so that's why it wins the deal of the week. And then, my friends, is your top 10 as we are heading into payday, and hopefully your January hasn't been a February as well. And if you've got a little chunk of change to spend, then there are really good deals right now. It's just kind of impressive to me that you can get a PC that will genuinely thump a PS5 in performance for like a 2 grand more. It's kind of mind-blowing at the moment, and that's with all new parts. Like, it's a really, really good time to be a gamer, let's put it that way. Anywho, if you have enjoyed this, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.